Whenever I'd be walking on my own, the creepy feeling of someone's eyes being stuck to me is always there. Since I started walking home from elementary school by myself, I've always felt it. I never really thought of it as much because a bunch of other kids would walk most of the same way so naturally. Maybe someone would stare at me, and it was okay. Maybe a boy had a crush on me and tried looking at me for long periods of time. Or another girl would look at my outfit and like it. Maybe two girls would be gossiping about me while staring at me. The explanations were endless. When I'd get home, Mom and Dad were normally at work. I'd make myself a bowl of some sort of food we had already made in the fridge, take my iPad, and just play away. I'd hear footsteps out my front door, and sometimes had felt the walls shake from other doors being closed. I wasn't scared considering I lived in an apartment. The windows had faced another, run-down, apartment building. It had mold and vines growing up it, and each balcony looked overpacked and used as extra storage. Now that had given me the creeps. I heard more footsteps near my parents' closet, but never dared to check because I froze by the thought of it. My dad was a very religious man and believed in God. My mom knew something greater was above us but wasn't sure how to classify the belief. I went to bed one night later than usual. My mom had tucked me in. I woke up at around 3:30 a.m. to use the washroom. As I turned the lights on, in the mirror, in the corner of my eye I saw something standing over me, but when I looked up it was gone. I thought maybe my eyes didn't adjust properly to the bathroom light. I turned off the lights so my room and the hallway was dark again, but there it was again, a large shadow figure standing next to my bed, but gone in an instant. I woke up normally at 11 p.m. I slept and it was a Sunday. I told my mom about the figure, but she told me to shrug it off. After that incident, more and more of these figures came to me in the corner of my eye, some on their knees attempting to reach for me, some only inches away from my body. It had gone on for months. I told my dad. Maybe the religious ooze one would listen. He did. He called the priest to our house. After that they had stopped coming for me. I was relieved. At least I thought. I started waking up with random cuts and bruises around my arms and legs, with blurry memories of dreams I had. It went on like this for years. They never really left me alone. Maybe they were gone from my sight, but I knew they were there. I'm now older and on vacation. Without the safety of the priest's practice, I was there free for their picking. My grandma's house was near a cemetery. Ah damn, I knew it had hurt. Black weird shaped bugs crawled over me. These figures looked ever so more inhumanely. I started hearing them call for me in situations where I knew if I slipped up, I could easily end my life. When I got back home, it's almost as if they had followed me. I told my friends, and even my partner, but they all looked at me saying I might be schizophrenic or crazy. I'm making all of this up for attention. They kept trying to possess me, to change me, almost as if they were calling me to join them. I refused and refused until I couldn't. My body was sore from the cuts and the bruises. I decided to let them possess, but when the pain had stopped, I realized the only one hurting me was myself. I looked at the blade in my hand, and my knuckles were dried up with blood. I didn't realize what I had done. I went to go give my parents a hug, only to be met with terrified looks on their faces. I turned to a mirror to see a decaying corpse of myself with all the figures and bugs that have tormented me for years surrounding me. "You're finally home," the first figure I've met had said.